Welcome to episode 14 of the Babes Talking Business podcast. This week's episode, we have the beautiful Jacqui Anderson, gym owner of Listen to Your Body on the Gold Coast, Australia, and she also happens to be our personal trainer. She's amazing. Actually, she's not just any ordinary personal trainer. Lauren and myself have personally been going to gyms and working out in group classes and one-on-one PT for years. And I've actually lost count of how many gyms and trainers I've actually worked with, but Jacqui is just one of those special people who stands out from the rest, which is the reason why we've stuck with Jacqui and her beautiful gym for over a year. Not only this though, the business she's created for her gym is just next level, and it's nothing like we've ever experienced before. She's an incredibly driven, hardworking, and insanely all-round nice human who has created something so magical within her gym, and that's precisely why we're so excited to share her story with you guys this week. Jack's background started off in a fast-paced corporate world environment where she actually worked for 7 years when one day she just decided to go for her passion instead and turn her career around so that she could help people, share her positivity and impact others on a much deeper level. Admitting that the gym and fitness business world is a tough market to crack, in this episode she talks about how she's not only created the insanely successful gym she has today, but also how she's cracked the gym world and what she does to stick out from the rest. No matter what type of business you're in or looking into, you will 100% get some awesome insight into Jack's world and understanding why we're so obsessed with training in her gym, being a part of her community, and excited to share her success with you so you can implement her knowledge bombs to your business as well. Don't forget guys, you can follow us on Instagram by heading over to @BabesTalkingBusiness, where we do a shout out of the week every single week. Leave us a review on the iTunes app and let us know what you think about our channel. Don't forget to leave your Instagram handle so that we can tag you as well. You can also check us out on our website at www.babestalkingbusiness.com, where we have loads of information for you to check out, including our upcoming events that we have later this year. And lastly, this podcast is actually a vlogcast, meaning that you can watch each and every single interview by heading over to our YouTube channel. Links for all of these are below in the podcast notes and on our website as well. So without further ado, we are so excited to introduce to you this total mega babe, Jacqui Anderson. I am so excited for our listeners to hear from you because your business is completely something that most people would look at doing, buying into a franchise.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's so many ins and outs of owning a franchise. So I'm really excited to hear from you.
Definitely. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. So a little bit about me. Well, I started when I first started as a legal secretary when I was 18, working in the corporate industry. I liked it and I loved being around people and working, but I just knew that it wasn't something I wanted to do forever. So I was traveling to work an hour a day, and then I'd sit in an office all day, and then I'd travel home. So, so it's long days and not very active. You're sitting down all day, and I just have lots of energy. So I want to be around people all the time, and it just, every day, sort of every year went on, I'm like, what else can I do?
Yeah.
You know? And I always used to go to the gym and I wanted to train all my friends, and I'd take them outside at lunchtime and be like, come on guys, let's go for a walk, or let's go and do a session, in our lunch hour. And people started saying to me, oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And then I started to realise that I really did have a passion for, exercise and training people. So that's when some of my friends encouraged me to do the course, and I became a personal trainer.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So how long were you working as a legal secretary for?
7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so straight out of school when I was 18, I started in the mailroom.
Yeah.
And then I built my way up. Yeah, I was in the mailroom, the mail tube, just like stamp. Pretty much. But I loved it because I got to see the whole office, so I got to know everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know there's lots of women we actually talk to each day who are in a job that they kind of fall into, or they kind of do that natural progression from high school and they find themselves unhappy or unfulfilled. So so many people find themselves at UR, but what helped you actually take that jump and like, you know what, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to go study and be a PT.
Yeah, I think it was just probably support from my friends and just knowing, I needed to do something else just for my happiness. Yeah. I don't ever want to bag any like place that I worked or anything.
Yeah.
But it's just a totally different environment. And I think, you need to step out of your comfort zone and just go for it. My family's very supportive too. So when they said just do it, I was like, okay.
And what a career change, like legal secretary to PT. It's just like chalk and cheese.
It is, totally.
And so after you did your PT course, how did you actually end up working? Like, did you get your own clients from there? Did you go work for a gym? What was the natural, like, the journey from there?
Yeah, so at that time, I was actually training as a member at a Listen to Your Body studio in Gisborne, Victoria. And I was training there, and I loved the model at the time. And when they found out I was doing my personal training course, they're like, oh my God, you should work here when you finish. And I was like, oh, yes. So I already had a job before I even finished my course, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So I went straight from my PT course to working in that gym that I was a member at.
Yeah.
So I became a PT in that gym, and I just learnt the ropes from there. So that was good.
And for our listeners who don't know much about Listen to Your Body gyms, like, I just love the concept and the whole way that you guys do your training. So quickly explain it for us. It's like group training, but it's one-on-one PT at the same time.
Yeah. It is so hard to explain, and I still struggle sometimes trying to explain it to people who haven't done it before. But it's like you get in a group environment, so you get the fun of and motivation of a group environment, but you still get your own individual program. So whatever you might want to achieve. So at the moment, we know like Shani wanted all over sort of body, just a whole fitness
just like transformation.
Yeah, like wedding.
Wedding shred.
I'm getting married.
Shred.
I need to look shredded.
She wanted to get her mojo back. Yeah, so that was your goal, so we knew what to do for you. And then Loz has her own goals as well. So
grow a butt!
Yeah, so she wants to grow a butt, so we train her specifically to do that. They can train in the same session and chat and have fun, but they're all doing, training to their own goals. So that's what makes it a little bit, different.
I love it.
I was saying to Shannon, I think this is the first time, because I'm like, as you know, I'm a runner. Like, I like running, I like dancing, I like yoga. I've never been anyone who likes the weights or a gym. And I was like, I think this is the first time I've actually been to a gym class and actually gone back.
That's
like,
right.
And I've been going for like 3 months
You've
now.
been doing really well. I was a little bit nervous when you first started. I was like,
she's not going to stay.
Are you going to stay? Are you having fun? Are you enjoying it? Are you okay?
I know. I get calls from her, and she's like, do you want to go to the gym tomorrow? And I'm like, who is this?
I know.
Yes.
So I'm proud that you've stayed, of you and of myself for keeping you there.
The R&B music really helps as well.
Yes, it does. It's good.
So you've obviously worked at different gyms as a PT.
Yeah.
What was it that made you decide that you wanted to go out on your own and open your own gym?
Yeah, okay. So I suppose, working in different gyms, I see a lot of different clientele that would come in, and often, even though I'd be trying to like get them to that gym at the time, I just see like a massive gap for people that have been inactive, or they're super intimidated of that style of gym that I previously worked at, and I just knew that it probably wasn't the right place for them. And I wanted to be able to help all of those people, and
the way
I wanted to. And so it was just all these people I was missing that I knew I could help. I couldn't there. So that's why I needed to open my own, so I could just create the right place and the right space for them. Yeah.
And what was it that made you decide to go franchise versus traditional, like open your own type of gym? Like what are the differences between the two?
Yeah, so I suppose the first initial reason, I knew the model of Listen to Your Body because I'd worked in it. So I knew the model, I loved it. And I did also know lots of business owners in franchises in Victoria. So that was a big thing. Just getting the support from the head office. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that people might not realise when you open a gym, like there's councils and there's lots of money when you first set up, and leasing a property, a space. So there's lots of things that people might just think, oh yeah, that just happens. There's lots of work before you start. So I really having the support to do all that at the beginning was a big thing why I chose the franchise.
Because it comes to you in like a package, essentially, like all the hard work is done.
Yeah, well, a lot of like you're still involved in the process, but a lot of that initial finding a place and doing the lease negotiations and, the council approval, like councils can be really hard to deal with. And I would have had no idea going in. But someone who's already done it 11 times helped me because they've already, so the person who started Listen to Your Body, he did all the negotiations and everything to do with the council.
Cool.
And
so there's 11 other Listen to Your Bodies?
Yes. Oh, well, there's 9 in Victoria, and now there's me, and there's another one opening soon on the Gold Coast.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Gold
So
Coast
that's great.
represent.
Yeah.
And so for people who are listening in and maybe they've been looking at a franchise kind of model for business, what are some pros of getting like the franchise? Now you spoke briefly about them there. Sometimes it's like the lease agreements, having that support from the office, but also what are some maybe the disadvantages of opening a franchise from your experience?
Yeah, so I suppose it's been really good, but I suppose that maybe would just be that you can't have, your own logo or your own, I suppose your own branding, and it's just totally yours, like that you created.
Yeah.
But because, with the one that I chose, I made sure that I really looked into it and it covers everything, that I believe in. So I was happy to go with it. Yeah.
I remember, like, my parents used to own a petrol station.
Okay.
So they owned a franchise. And I remember, like, how many rules and regulations there were and what they could and couldn't sell and what was compliant, what wasn't. And they were constantly needing to abide by the rules. And they got out of that, totally different business to a gym, but they got out of the franchise world because of that reason.
Yeah.
Do you find that you're coming up against that, or it's not really an issue for you?
No, it's not an issue for me, but I think it's really important for people to like look over if they're looking at going into a franchise, because every franchise is different. There's some massive franchises, like the one that I'm in is a much smaller franchise. So I think you just need to read, make sure you know what you're going into. That's really important.
Yeah.
Because there is a percentage that franchises then will have to take from your earnings as well, and all the things that you might need to comply by. So just look into it.
Yeah, read the franchise agreement.
Legal stuff would be boring, but
yeah,
you got to do it.
I'm so bad at reading stuff. Like whenever there's like a contract or something put in front of me, I'm like la la la. And that's always like, read it properly.
Yes, I know.
So
I'm usually like that, but when it's a big thing like a business, I think
actually,
you need to get some advice.
If I was opening a franchise, I'd probably read it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so I guess I'm going to, for any other blondies who are listening in the line, because I am a total blondie, I'm going to be really, like, this might be a silly question, but when you open a franchise, what's actually given to you? Like, what comes in a franchise package? What kind of things and guidelines do they give you? And what kind of freedom do you get?
Yeah, so with this one, I suppose you get their branding, so a little bit of brand awareness, people, the website.
Yeah.
The website's already done. A little bit of like a marketing, package, so before you open, steps of marketing to take. So you get that support. I also get a graphic designer as well. So if I ever have, ideas, and I can go to the graphic designer and say, hey, I want to do this. Can you make this up for me? So I suppose usually on your own you'd have to outsource those things. So it's already up front. And then just the marketing, the business side of things. If you ever need help, they're there for support.
It's like a proven system, hey? So if you're going out and taking a gamble and a risk of saying, I hope this works, and like as we know, the statistics in business are pretty scary with so many failing. So it's cool that you've got a model that works and you've seen it being replicated time and time again. So you get to put your own kind of flavour and your love into it.
And I can still do that. I have done a lot of things, and I do lots of different things as well. And then some of the other studios ring me, they're like, oh, I really love that you did that. Can I steal it, or can I try that as well?
Yeah.
Like I piloted a 6-week challenge that no one else had done last year, and then everyone was like, oh, that was awesome. And then we recently just all the studios collectively did an 8-week challenge.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I started that.
You're Jacqui.
Did you patent it? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah.
So for those people out there who want to maybe open their own gym or they want to open a franchise gym, what does a day in the life of Jacqui look like as a business owner, a gym owner? A lot of people think like, I'm just going to open a gym, I'll hire all these PTs and they'll do all the work and then I'll just sit back and I'm sure it's not like that.
No, it's not. So I suppose at the moment I've had a little bit more freedom because I've nearly been open for 10 months now, but at the beginning, you know, I was sort of on my own. So I had a lot of hours of training people. But then also I have to get members in, so I need to do sales, marketing. I need to follow up those members that have joined to make sure that everything's going okay, because I'm not one of those gyms that's just get them in and get them training. I like to follow up and make sure everything's going okay. There's lots of bills that you need to pay, accounting. So they're like lots of the things I do. But now I'm got myself on a good routine. So I always get up and exercise. That's important. And then, I'll do my follow-up calls. Sometimes I work from home in the mornings. I find it better to work from home at the moment, just to get my calls done because it's nice and quiet. But in the gym, there's lots of music and everything going on. And then I always take up to 4 to 5 sessions a day, like group sessions.
It's pretty. I love that because I think, and even in the work that we work with women and teach them how to build businesses online, it's like so many. It doesn't matter what business you're in. Like if you're having a business, it obviously relies on revenue coming in to be able to provide a service. But
that's right.
they have this hang up on selling, and it's like. Even as a PT or as a business owner, you still have to sell, don't you?
That's right. There's a massive, there is a massive sales side of it. And I remember when I started as a PT, I really, really struggled with the sales side. Yeah. I was like, but I don't want to have to sell to them, and it was really hard. But I have had some sales training, and now I realise that. Yes, I have to sell. I need to survive as a business, and if I don't sell, then I'm not going to have a gym, and no one's going to have an awesome place to come and train. So
I think, especially, I see this a lot with people that I mentor through business, and I have to admit, like I was there at the same time when I first started out. There's this it's like sales is like this dirty word, like sales, and you think of like the greasy salesman, and it's the car salesman, and it's actually not like that. Like when you have a business, you've obviously opened a business because you have a passion for something and you want to spread that message with whoever you can hold hands with and go, this is my business, this is my vision, my mission. Selling isn't you being sly. It's actually you living your values and your mission and saying to people like, I have something that I can offer you. I'd love for the exchange of energy for me to train you and you to pay me. It's a fair exchange.
Exactly.
Why is that so bad? Why do people have such a hang up on sales? I don't get it. It's so funny looking back because when I first started in business, I was like, ooh, sales. And now I'm like, damn, like, I love sales.
Exactly.
This is fun. Like you get to show people what you love. And
that's right. And I think you've just got to, like with sales, you find, like with me, like I said to you guys even before, I said, I don't feel like I'm selling because I genuinely believe that person's going to come to me and I'm going to hopefully, enhance their life and make it better. So I know if someone inactives, come in and they're going to start exercising, that's only a good thing, you know. And I mean, if they walk away and they don't want to do it, then that's okay. But I know if they do.
And I guess that comes down to being really clear with what you provide, what service you provide. When you know in your heart that what you have to offer is extraordinary, there's no hang up on telling people that you're amazing and they should come to you.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it comes back down to having belief in the products, like you said, or the service that you're doing. Like, you know what you bring to the table, you know how much you can help them. So it's like, I'm not selling you, I have so much to give to you. And I notice it so much in the women that we mentor, whether or not it's like they're health coaches or life coaches or they're PTs or yoga teachers, like when they come out of whatever training they have, for most of them, they do have to do like a couple of months or when they get their pro bono clients, they've got to give that free clients away. But when it comes to that point where they actually need to start charging their services, they have that issue with it. It's like, I'm selling, but it's like, for those people, and as you said, and I think so many other women that we'll have on this podcast, most of them start off in a full-time job before this. And so for them to be able to transition into their zone of genius or what they're actually good at in this gift, they obviously need that revenue coming in to be able to give their gift. So it's like you actually need to charge your services so you can help more people. Otherwise you're going to be stuck in your 9-to-5 job instead of being able to your side hustle full-time where you can help so many people.
Yeah.
And even from like the actual customers end, I know it's like having some, I don't know the right word to put it, like having some skin in the game. Like if I was to pay, for an example, my best friend's a massage therapist. She was to give me a massage just because she's my friend. I know she'd do a pretty shitty job. She probably thought, let's watch a movie and I'll give you a massage. But if I was to pay her, say $80, she would value, she'd give me a service worth $80 because I've paid for it. So it's actually making sure that people are paying for their service because they're going to respect and value what they're getting in return so much more.
Of course.
Yeah,
definitely.
And so I would love to know, what's been your biggest lesson on your business journey? I'm sure there's been a few.
My biggest lesson, I suppose, it's a really tough one, but when I went in, I suppose finances and stuff, that's really hard. I've learned a lot about loans and bills and accounting, which I had no idea about before. So that's a huge lesson. I feel like I'm getting a lot better at that now. Also, just another thing would be trusting like my gut and my intuition when it comes to sales and when it comes to hiring of staff and things. I think that can all be pretty tricky too. So just trusting your intuition is really important. Yeah. Because I've gone back now, I think I would have listened to other people's advice and thought, oh no, I shouldn't do that when I knew I... Yeah. So that's probably a big one. And just not getting too stressed out and too overwhelmed by everything because it can be very overwhelming. But just trust, believing in yourself, being positive, and just keep going.
Keep going.
Keep moving forward.
And so with those, because I know you mentioned for you it was obviously getting your head around finances as well as selling, like that was something that you've had to learn on. So what resources helped you for people who are on the line kind of listening, being like, I don't know how to do that, or I need to learn how to do that? What kind of helped you to be able to do that now?
Well, my parents were really helpful. If people have, parents out there that can help them, because they've got their own businesses, so they helped me with all the, understanding all the loans and things, so that was good. But then in terms of sales, I did have some sales training with some different people, so I hired someone to come in and teach me the right way to do sales. So, and I suppose because I didn't know beforehand, it is important to get to know the person that you're selling to first, to make sure that we're giving them what, are we the right fit for each other? Is this the right gym for you? So that was important. And I think if you're not sure about sales, it really is very beneficial to get someone that has been in that industry before. Someone genuine, not like a salesy salesperson. Salesperson.
The car sales, the typical.
Because I think that you can tell when someone's really selling to you, or you can tell when someone's truly like genuine. So I try and make sure that everyone knows like that I'm really genuine and passionate about what I do. So hopefully that just comes across in our sales.
I'm sorry, but you are so you chat with Jacqui and you're like, okay, I'll do whatever you want. So sweet and soft.
As I say, I love the atmosphere in your gym, because I think that's what has put me off previously from going to a gym, because I do go in, I walk in, I'm intimidated. I've never worked with gym equipment before because I'm like, oh my god, someone's looking at me. Oh, I'm gonna be one of those people who's doing like this with something where you're supposed to be doing this. I'm like, they're gonna judge me. So I'm like, I love the atmosphere and the culture you've created in your gym. It's lots of fun.
And that's important.
Actually, that's something I did want to ask you about. I've never been to a gym where I've loved the culture. I've actually never, I've been to a lot of gyms. And I've never walked in a gym and thought, I want to go back because I loved the people there and I loved the trainers there. And what you've created is so cool. Like, it's just such a vibe, hey? How did you do that? Like, what, did you purposely do that? I'd love to know.
I didn't, obviously I want that to happen and I wanted to create, a really good space, but I didn't, purposely do it. I think, like I said, just being passionate and genuine, just kind to everyone that comes in the door. I'm trying to help everyone. And then just being welcoming. And if you give off that energy to your members, and then when a new member comes in, your members are going to be the same. This is what we're like here. We're friendly, we're nice, everyone gets along, we're supportive. I think if you put that out there, if someone walks in, the other members aren't going to look the other way. They're going to be like, hey, how are you? Welcome to your first session. And they have a chat on the bike and they're like, you'll be okay, because some people still get nervous when they come in. But so all my members are really nice too, which is great. Yeah.
No, it's really beautiful what you've created. I think culture and community is so important for a thriving business, whether it's in your staff or it's in your members, both. Yeah. I think being able to create something like that when people want to come back and they feel like they're at home and they feel like, even if they've had a really bad day, like I know when I've had a tough day, I just can't wait to get to the gym because I'm like, I hope Jacqui's training me today. Yeah. I need a bit of Jacqui in my life.
Well, I think, just giving out that energy, but also like communication, like with your members and then staff as well. Like I have an awesome staff member at the moment and like we just have such a good relationship. Communication's always open, and that's the same with my members. How are you going? How's it feeling? Is there anything you want to work on? And that creates like a good relationship, because you're always open to say, oh, look, this is not really working for me. All right, let's change it. So that's, important.
And in doing business by yourself, because essentially, I know you have like obviously the franchise to fall back on, but you're it's you by yourself. You don't have a partnership or anything.
Yeah.
So who do you go to when you get lost? Like, do you have like a sound wall? Do you have a mentor? Like when you need advice, like who do you turn to? Do you have a good support network around you?
Yeah, it does get pretty full on sometimes. I'm the only one I think that owns a franchise on my own. Like.
Listen to your body.
You listen to your body. Like a lot of people are either in like a partnership or their husband and wife, or they all own together. So I did find that at the beginning I was like, I'm on my own. Oh God. I'm like, everyone else has someone to talk to, but I've sort of got over that now. But my partner's really, really supportive, so he does put up with me all the time.
Go the boys.
My parents again. So my support network's my family, my partner. He's really good, and they've seen my tears, but my happy moments as well, and they're always there to chat to. So that's good.
And we can't forget Lenny, the sausage dog.
Yes.
They're getting another one. Did you know?
What?
Yes. So my little dog, he makes me happy.
You're getting a second one. Wait, what?
Okay. So I'm getting another mascot.
That's really why I come to the gym.
A second sausage dog called Lucy.
Oh, Lucy and Lenny.
Lenny and Lucy.
So she's coming in 3 weeks' time.
Yes. Can I be godmother?
Yeah. How
That's
funny.
cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any burning questions?
No, I think we've covered a lot.
Everything.
Like I really loved listening to your side of business because I personally don't have experience with franchise, so it's cool. It was really cool getting a little bit of insight into it.
Good.
It's cool being inspired by young women too. Like you're like, I'm doing this, I'm doing it by myself.
I feel pretty proud because I had a few goals before I turned 30.
Smashed them.
And one of them was to open my own business, and so
you did
I opened it when I was 29.
Amazing.
Boom.
And I love what you've created. Like I said before, when I joined Listen to Your Body with you, do you remember me saying to you like, okay, Jack, I've lost my mojo.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is. And you're like, we're getting that mojo back, baby.
Yes, girl.
And it is back.
I just said grow my butt. It's growing. It's growing 1.5 centimeters. So
we need to measure again.
And so, before we close up, then, if any advice you'd give to women maybe tuning in, or men who are thinking about they want to open up their own franchise or even just their own business, what advice would you give them?
Yeah. So if they're really, really, truly passionate about it, I think they should definitely go for it. Yeah, but obviously then just looking, if it's a franchise, making sure it's the right one for you, it's the right fit for you. I think people should just go for it. Yeah. Just do it. Just do it. Just take the leap.
Unlike some thing.
Yeah.
And what about on the hard days? Because I know that there's been days, it's not all rainbows and sunshine.
No.
I know you've had lessons.
Yeah.
So this is why I get so passionate about supporting people in business, because I think that's the reason why so many businesses fail. Because as soon as they have a rough patch or have their first face down moment, they give up.
Yeah.
So have you had any face down moments?
Yes.
And what advice would you give to them if they're in them?
Yeah, I've had lots. I've had moments of like, what am I doing? Why did I do this? I just want to go back to a job where I get my income every week and I don't have to worry.
Please go home.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I have them, like, on the regular. But they're getting less as I go on. Now I can't remember the question.
What advice would you give to people who are having or in that moment at the moment? Because I think so many people, they start a business and they're not warned that stuff's going to come up. Yes. So as soon as they come up, they're like, oh, Jacqui didn't tell me about that, or Loz and Shen didn't tell me that's what business is like.
No, it definitely happens in business. And a lot of people I've spoken to, like, trust me, it does happen. You're going to get over it. But yeah, again, just being positive and just looking forward and just putting steps in place. And I've realised that organisation is a huge thing. Organisation, preparation and planning, and then following through with that. Because if you don't do that in business, you're just going to fall off the wagon.
Especially if you don't have a boss, someone checking with you saying, have you done that? It's like self-discipline. It's like your business. So it is self-discipline, and you just need to like stick to your guns, follow your processes, and just put in the effort and the work, and it'll happen. You just got to stop stressing, because then you just go, and you fall in a heap. And there's days where you might just want to lay on the couch and go, I can't do this anymore, but you just have to go, big deep breath, write down what do I need to do to get where I want to be and make it happen. Yeah. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Drop the mic.
And go have a session at Listen to Your Body.
And if you're stressed, exercise it out and clear your mind, and then you go back and be more productive. That's a massive one, Shan. Massive.
No. You taught me that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's all right. Thank you for having
being
me.
on. It's been awesome chatting to you and out of the gym, actually.
I know, even though I got my uniform.
This is what I look like in normal clothes.
Yeah.
With all my crystals and my candles. This is where you find me outside of the gym.
We hope you loved that episode of the Babes Talking Business vlogcast. Guys, we're just loving bringing you these episodes. Our mission is to share and add value to your week, whether you're a budding entrepreneur or you're a veteran in the owning your own business game. Don't forget, if you're loving our podcast, we would love for you to rate us and drop us some love on the iTunes app, because we want to know your feedback. We want to know what you're thinking. Once a week, one lucky reviewer will be shouted out on our Instagram. So when you leave us some feedback on the iTunes app, don't forget to include your Instagram handle and or your website so that we can shout you out. Guys, you can follow us on Instagram by going to @BabesTalkingBusiness. You can check out our website at www.babestalkingbusiness.com, and this podcast is actually a vlogcast as well, meaning you can watch each and every single interview by heading over to our YouTube channel. All the links for all of these are below in the podcast notes and on our website as well. Thanks for tuning in.